She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. I have been waiting 3 hours to drink this just so I could open it on camera, and that was kind of anticlimactic, and I'm not gonna lie, I should have drank it earlier because I'm in desperate need, so just... And no, I don't have an Alani because I'm built like a teenage boy. That's okay because it's a sweet flavor, the girl flavor, right? Juneberry. My bookmen take up the majority of my brain space, but there are 10 women that make me question a lot of things about myself. They could make me turn. As we know, I love myself a good, mean, kind of rude book boyfriend. But you know what I love just like a little bit more? Their female counterparts. So here are my top 10 book girlfriends. These are my wifeys. These are my mommies. These are also who I wish I was when I looked in the mirror, but alas, I'm just a booktuber. That wasn't funny. Fair warning, as you might have noticed with my book boyfriend video, a good amount of these book boyfriends are indeed from Throne of Glass. Actually, a good half of my book girlfriends are from Throne of Glass. It's not my fault that this woman knows how to write good women and good men. I don't even know how to explain how phenomenal these women are. Like, this is just badass upon funny upon rude. I like my questionable women. I like my women that are probably not everybody's favorite because we seem to hate morally gray characters up in here, and all of mine, they got mental issues, let me tell you. That being said, some of these women, I might not know how to explain why they're on my list because a good part of it resides in the fact that I like their boyfriend's husband. Maybe I just wish I was them. But regardless, every time they were on the page, whether it was because of their boyfriend or not, I had to stop in my tracks and drop everything and just be fully immersed. I had to become that woman. The decision making behind this list is a little finicky. Probably my top 5 are the most concrete. We're gonna start from the bottom up. This one is probably my softest FMC. I don't tend to pick soft FMCs for my favorite book women. Not that I do not like to read about them. I love my soft girls. I love my girls that aren't always just like in the fire or trying to make a huge difference in the world or really just only care about themselves and their relationship. I respect it, I really do, and I'll read it every single time. But for me, I'm a person who's really fiery and I have a lot of comebacks and I have a lot of one-liners and I'm kind of mean. So I tend to pick my favorite female characters based off of how much they resemble me and all of my problems. So this one is probably the one that resembles me the least, but her boyfriend is one of my favorites. So by default, she's one of my favorites. And that is Elide Lochan from, you'll never guess, Throne of Glass. I will say, even though she's one of my softies, when she told her man off, like she told her man off, which didn't happen very often, but when she did, I was like, thank you. Thank you for not crying. Thank you for telling him that he fucking sucks. Because he does at times, and that's why I like him, of course. Not about the men. Not about the men. Even though when she was with her partner, he was very much, I'm gonna protect her. She very much knew how to protect herself from him, which was necessary at times. Enemies to lovers, he was mean, very mean. But that made for the best banter and the best like breaking your walls down and helping them like characterly develop. Wow. Helping their character development in a beautiful way. So here are some of my top Elide quotes where she was finally feeling comfortable into her own skin and finding her own courage again, because if you've read Throne of Glass, you know that she starts off completely torn and completely broken down and can't really stand on her own 2 feet. See what I did there? That was an accident. I hope you spent, this quote was directly at her man, and this is how you'll know what I mean. When she told him off, and honestly, it breaks my heart for him, but he kind of deserved it based off of what she knew at the time. I hope you spend the rest of your miserable, immortal life suffering. I hope you spend it alone. I hope you live with regret and guilt in your heart and never find a way to endure it. I wish I could tell somebody something like that. I haven't been put in her situation, but I wish I could genuinely tell someone, I hope you're in pain and I hope you don't know how to deal with it. Like, damn. Once more, kind of deserve that. And then it led to really good banter, and just read Throne of Glass, if I haven't said that enough, because every character there is chef's kiss. Number 9, we have Epha Malloy from Boys of Tommen. Did not expect any contemporary people to make it to this list, but we do indeed have 2. These girls, if they were in a fantasy book, they'd fuck some shit up. They're not in a fantasy book, but they still did that in the real world, which was phenomenal. Now, Epha is my sex icon. She is the 2000s diva. Like, you think of 2000s core and that's Epha Malloy. But add a bit of sass, add a good sense of humor, and I'm actually not gonna entertain your issues. I'm going to help you avoid them healthily. Which is, you know what, period. Honestly, Aoife's one of those characters that I don't know how she dealt with half of the things she dealt with. Like, she was helping build up an entire human being that was destroyed, in shambles, on the ground. The most loyal girl ever, the most loyal friend, the most loyal girlfriend. Like, she was always there and really didn't let herself break, maybe twice in the book. I like it when my characters do have those vulnerable moments, but the way that Aoife handled everything with so much grace and so much humor and just so much I don't give a fuck energy, no other word for it except absolutely iconic. My best friend helped me find this line. She told her boyfriend, she calls him Stud, he calls her Queen because Epha Malloy is a queen. She said, "Hey Stud, who owns you, period?" And you want to know what? That strong man said, "You do." She's the type of girl that will just stand there and just her presence would make you kind of like bow down. And she's not even a queen, she's a high schooler, like, period. Don't compromise yourself for a man. Don't. But Aoife did that so wonderfully. She really did. I'm gonna put my stuff aside to save this man. And once she saved him, he put everything aside for her. It worked out great. Do not recommend in real life, but this is the toxic cycle that was okay in a book. If you've read Boys of Tom, and you'll understand that all of these are toxic cycles, and Epha Malloy handles it beautifully because she is so gorgeous. Definitely my I wish I was her in high school, but I wasn't. So, number 8. Another one of kind of my mid-softies, but she's not really a softie. Irene Towers from You'll Never Guess Where, The Throne of Glass. She's kind of like, not really a softie, but she kind of handles things with a lot of maturity. So instead of freaking out like I probably would, she was just kind of like very level-headed and very controlled in the situation. Once more, not the type of character that I usually would go for, but she also was really funny while doing it. What can I say? I really like my funny female main characters who fuck some shit up. And just in general, seeing her growth, her potential, the story, like knowing where she came from and seeing where she ended up, like she saved the world. And she was nobody on the streets. Honestly, her development filled me with so much joy because she deserved it. And it's one of those characters that although she did go through a lot of things that weren't really fully, like we didn't really dive into it in the book, she just built herself up without having a ton of roadblocks, but used that strength to provide for everybody else, which I thought was completely beautiful. Like, she's a healer. She healed a part of me, really. So yeah, she's my centered, my controlled, my very zen. The moment that marked me knowing that every time this girl was on the page, I was gonna be screaming and giggling and wanting to read every single chapter she was in. She asked one of her patients, because she's a healer, "Are you capable of using your manhood?" He didn't respond. And she said, "Have you used it to completion?" Just to spite him in front of his girlfriend. I'm sorry. In front of his girlfriend. I know you probably need some Viagra, man. Be honest. I'm that level of petty. That is hilarious. It's one of the first full interactions that we got with her in her book. I was losing my freaking mind. That was so good. Like, I love a funny girl. And she absolutely did that. And honestly, I love a spiteful girl. I love a girl that's here for like really petty moments and very underhanded remarks. And she did that, but very loudly. She just loves to like poke the bear. Just for no reason. The guy doesn't even know why she has a problem with him, but she said, "I don't like you. So here's a platter of embarrassment, my guy." Number 7. Guess where she is from, ladies? Throne of Glass. We have Landra Enar. They didn't say her last name very often, but we have Landra Enar. And this girl, this girl's everything that I wish I could be. Let me set the tone for you. Her first order of business, she removed her tits. I'm sorry, what do I mean by that? Yeah, she's going into war, finally escaped. She's ready to save a kingdom. And she said, "Get these double D's off me if you want me to fight." And she did that. She walked out and she was like, yeah. Now what? She is literally one of the most confident characters that I have read about, despite all of the things that should have broken down her self-confidence so drastically. She was a prostitute, essentially, by force. And the way that she came out of that and became like the lady of her own land and was able to still find a safe space in her own body was honestly so admirable. And she is the revenge queen. She came with so much vengeance. She literally moved the seas. It was insane. Every single time this girl was on the page, she was like, "I hate everyone. Move. Blow things up. We're over this. You guys doubted me. You thought it was only worth my body. Well, look what I can do with my body, because she's a shapeshifter. So she was like, you guys like these? You guys liked all of this? Well, what are you gonna do when I'm a dragon? Devoured. I don't want to objectify her. I don't, because that's what everybody else did. But God, she's gorgeous. And she's so badass. She got told out of the way shifter in a very rude way while she was like throwing up, practically. She was just like, you didn't say please. And then threw up on him. Okay, you tell him. That is so funny. We're in the middle of a war, girl. And she's like, what if I don't? They asked her, did you have a favorite form? Like a shape-shifting form? And she's just like, I liked anything with claws and big fangs. That girl was a badass. The most like sensual woman, but she was just like, but I'm a leopard and I will bite into your skin. So be careful. Don't mess with me, because in 2 seconds I will bite your head off and I will look good doing it. And that my friends is an icon. That's gonna be my favorite word for this, because that's what all of these women are. I also lack adjectives in my vocabulary. So I just love a good FMC with a really hard shell that slowly gets like torn back. And Lysandra is that. Number 6 is indeed from Throne of Glass. We have Selena Sardothien. Don't question my decision right now. This girl, the moment that she hit the page and opened her mouth, I was like, that's me right there. I have never loved an FMC so quickly in my entire life. And she's so snarky and she's so funny and she's been through, you'll never guess what, so much. And she does not care. I was whipped and beaten for years, but I'm a diva. And she is. One of the scenes that I remember so damn clearly was the fact that the first time that she was kind of on the page with one of the characters, she was getting taken like back to the castle, and just to poke his buttons, because he was the chief, he was chief commander, he was a militant man. Selena's an assassin, so she was, detained, and being the captain of the guard of the kingdom, he doesn't like her, obviously, so he's just taking her to the castle as per instructions. And she's just like, so where are you from? He doesn't answer. How old are you? That's quite old. I thought you were younger. You probably have like all the ladies like going crazy about you. Do you ever speak? Are you always this dry? The entire time that he was like, if you speak one more time, I'm going to like stop talking. And it's so funny because my girl, you are a prisoner. It's probably time for you to keep your mouth shut. She does not know the meaning of that word, and honestly, she's me like on the most surface level. I would do the same. How else am I gonna handle that situation but bother you? I have nothing to lose. So might as well make it funny. And you wanna know what? It works because he kind of likes her. She's an endearing woman. Like there was also a scene where she got her period at the castle, called everybody an imbecile. They didn't comprehend it. This is also like back then. They just didn't understand what was going on, I guess, or they got nervous. It was whatever. He was just like, well, are you sick? Are you okay? She was like, you're stupid. And then proceeded to throw up. When I saw her, I was just like, yeah, that's so mean. Like she is like, cares more about getting her dress dirty than the dead body that's 2 centimeters away from her feet. The moment that she left captivity, she was like, well, I miss my dresses. I can't wait to get pretty. Oh, that's not my color. You are an assassin. You are an assassin constantly getting dirty, but genuinely, God forbid, she gets something on her heel. I rarely ever see like strong FMCs who still keep a lot of their femininity. I like reading books with FMCs that are like me. I'm good at being tough. I'm okay like handling situations. If I was in a fantasy world, I probably would be an assassin. I really would, because you know what? It makes the money. You do what you gotta do. But I'm not gonna lose like my essence. Like I still want to do my makeup. I just killed a guy, but my lip gloss is still on. I have a fresh face. So don't even bother getting a sweat on this, okay? And to really set who she is as a person, this is for me just like, this is Selena Sardothien, and she's not afraid. My name is Selena Sardothien, but it makes no difference if my name's Selena or Lillian or bitch, because I'd still beat you no matter what you call me. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She does not care. She does not care. She's an assassin. She goes by multiple identities. She's like, it doesn't even matter who you see me as, because you're still a loser. Call me names. Call me whatever you want, because you're still a loser, and I'm pretty. Number 5, we have Sarah's Fain from Quicksilver. Didn't think I would like this woman, but again, the moment they open their mouth and they make a funny joke, I was like, put her down. Put her down. Sarah's is kind of like the character that immediately reminded me both of a mix of Selena and Peyton Gray from Powerless, but make her adult and sexy. I mean, Selena was sexy, but again, why? Make her adult. Yeah. And she loves to poke the bear. The bear being her angry MMC. The way that she deals with all of her trauma is just going at it with a quip and just funny and just like pretending that she doesn't care. Very similar to Selena, but I also really like kingfishers, so So that does tie into it. Sarah's Fain was 24 years of age when she died. Honestly, she should have died a lot sooner, but the girl never did know how to give up. Do you know what it is to get that told about you when you're dead? I wish I was that iconic. There's the word again. Just hang me already and be done with it. If you don't hurry up and get on with it, you're gonna miss your opportunity. He told her, oh, I wouldn't bother trying to escape. Like, pretty much, she's saying, just kill me now, or you're just gonna miss your chance because I'm gonna go. I rolled my eyes. I meant that I was dying of boredom in here. Mind you, this is like a 6'7" foot man. Fae man. You are boring me to death. Just kill me now. I'd rather go. Why would I even bother being alive when you are so boring? Stop talking. Just let me go. Just let me go. She does also soften up a lot through the story, and of course allows her angry MMC in. And it's such a beautiful love story because, again, I feel like I love an FMC that's just like really, really closed off, and then because of like what she's been through, and then slowly kind of starts to like open her shell because of her MMC, and it's just like a really nice love story for me because I like it when they both kind of like whoosh. Number 4, we have Nesta Archeron from ACOTAR. Nesta, oof. Nesta's a touchy tup. The main character of ACOTAR's really mean older sister, and she gets a lot of hate. And, you know, I respect the hate to a degree. I still think the things that she did were pretty awful. But in the last book, Silver Flames, we get a redemption arc for her. The thing is, I really adored the way that her redemption arc went because it was a big, you're not forgiven, but you're allowed to grow. And it felt very human. It's something that for me, I feel like was really, really powerful, seeing her growth. Knowing that she doesn't forgive herself for what she did, which I think is good, because I don't think a redemption needs to be that your past is completely erased. I think her redemption was so powerful because even though her past was still there, and even though she messed up time and time again, and she cannot forgive herself, and she's done horrible things, she's still allowed to kind of build herself up from that and make up for all of her mistakes. And I think the grace that she was given, while still being held accountable, was very, very human. Nesta is one of those characters that made me realize, wow, a fantasy character can be very, very human. I don't like a polished and perfect and can do no wrong character. I really love my characters, FMC, MMC, everybody. Very morally gray. I want them to have a lot of complexity. I want them to make me question, hey, is this okay? She's the one that made me truly understand what morally gray is, even though a lot of people hate her and don't really see past that, and that's your choice. It is what it is. But for me, even if you don't like her, I think it's fair to admit that her growth was very, very powerful. She was honestly written for those girls that kind of have to crawl themselves out of their own grave. Like, you dug your grave, you lied in it, you laid in it, and then you have to crawl yourself out of it because you're like, what did I do to myself? I am worthless and I am nothing. She wasn't sure why the words bubbled up, pressing on her lips to voice them. I hate everything that I am. I am so tired. I am tired of wanting to be anywhere but in my own head. You can't empathize with that? This is gonna start a pattern of my top women. I like them really pained. I like them hitting such a deep point that they want to die, which is not great. It's not a great look on me, but just like the strength that it takes from getting out of that place to getting to the place where you save the world and you save yourself. It's just so good. It's such a good character development story. Number 3, my other pained FMC, Manon Blackbeak from Throne of Glass. The moment that I saw Manon, I was like, yep, she's gonna make me change my mind about a lot of things. Yep, she could definitely turn me. That woman is so hot. Can I kiss you? Yes or no? Please. She could bite my head off and I'd be like, thank you so much. Thank you so much for gracing me with your presence. Oh, she's a monster in the best ways, and she's so badass and doesn't give a shit about anybody, but does give a shit about people. She's honestly so morally complex and so underrated, especially for being the second FMC in her series, is realizing that she can have feelings because she's a witch. Actually, like, she's a witch, like an iron teeth. She's a witch. And she's realizing that she does have a heart in her, but she's still so true to herself. Like, it's not like, I have a heart. Oh, I can't believe I've ever been mean before. No. She's like, I have a heart. I don't want to use it right now, okay? Screw you. Screw her. But you know what? I kind of like you. So you're going to stay right here. But I'm not going to give you any grace. Like, I'm not going to be nice to you. She's another sex icon, let me tell you. That's a YA book. I'm sorry. So one of her quotes is, whatever doesn't kill me, better start running. Not whatever doesn't kill me makes me strong. No. Go. You messed up. I'll give you a 5-second head start. Go. And she still kills them. It's amazing. First time she's on the page, murdered people. I was like, yes. Why? Because she felt like it. I don't know. She's been through a lot of stuff, and she was a part of a lot of stuff. but God, she deserves so much better. I absolutely love her. I wish we got more of her, even though she was the second FMC in the book. I want to sleep with her. I do. That woman is so good looking. Jesus Christ, sorry. Bite me, Manon. Jesus. Number 2. My other contemporary romance girl, which rose on the list really recently. I was reading Boys of Thomas. I read Releasing 10. Lizzie Young, Jesus, she was in all the books. And I just kind of let her slide. I was just like, whatever, she's like bitter. I didn't think Lizzie Young was gonna affect me as badly as she did. I didn't think I was gonna be so broken up about her story as badly as I was. Like, I was looking up quotes on my Kindle for this video. It made me sick. She is honestly like a very strong character. She's a character that once more a lot of people dislike because she wasn't the kindest to everybody around her. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But Lizzie Young was allowed to do everything she did. I'm giving her 20 billion passes because you don't even understand. Nobody there understood what she was going through, and relax. God, I love Lizzie Young. Oh, what does that say about me? I like my characters a little messed up in the head. She said, I needed it to stop. I needed it to stop. I needed it all to be not here anymore. Not in my head, not in my body or my thoughts. I just needed silence. Her brain is a really scary place and she doesn't deserve it. I don't even know how she pushed through. I need to know what's gonna happen with her. That's all I can say. It's a really sensitive topic. I finished the book and I've been kind of in a slump since then, and it's a really sensitive topic because Lizzie Young, every 2 seconds she's like, I want to die. And I was like, Lizzie, please. And now we have number 1. This is my soul character. This is the girl that nobody is gonna like drop from that pedestal because I absolutely adore this character. It is who I feel like I am at my core, at my best and at my worst. It's the character that I relate to the absolute most, and she's honestly the best FMC ever written. Don't tell me otherwise. Stop it. It's Aelin Galathynius from Throne of Glass. She is my main FMC and she is everything. That girl is a woman. That girl's a badass. She is funny. She is snarky, but she like still has those moments of turmoil where she just gives up on herself. Her emotional journey of finding herself was so freaking powerful that it's just like, I felt like when I was reading that book, I was like tearing down her walls with her and finding things out about her. And she is just so complex. And I feel like even though I don't want to see any of her wrongs, she still had so many wrongs and so many things that she did that were selfish, and so many things that she did that were for everybody, and so many things that she did that she didn't have to do, that she didn't have to go through. The amount of things that she has gone through. Oh my God. And her love story is my favorite in the whole world. Sorry. Her love story is the most beautiful and the most deep love story I have ever read, and it goes for both her partner and her. One of her love story moments. You make me want to live, not survive, not exist, but live. Coming from somebody who doesn't want to live. After all of the shit that she endured was such a breath of fresh air. I happen to have picked quotes that just personally for me, having read the book, give me heartache. Even before today, I knew it was all just borrowed time, but I still wish we'd had more of it. This story messes me up. Her story messes me up. She kind of had accepted that her life was never meant to be, which is really sad. And she still allowed herself to enjoy those little moments, even though knowing that this was gonna be the end of everything. I'm so grateful that I was so fully there for those moments, but God, I wish I had more, and that is so sad. I really like a sad FMC, but they always pull themselves out, they do, and they always get like a happy ending because they deserve it. But I really like an FMC who has been through a lot of stuff. If you get the chance to meet her, please do. Read Throne of Glass, guys, please. This is me every single video begging you to please just give it a chance. Those are my top of the top, my soul characters, my hot FMCs, my strong FMCs, my favorite female main characters in all of the books that I have ever read. If you have any suggestions for characters that you think I'm going to fall in love with, female characters that you think fit my vibe, or even just some that you think I'd enjoy reading about. I've heard a lot of things about Jude. I've heard that Jude is gonna make my list. Please let me know in the comments. Let me know any type of crazy, morally gray story, like strong female, rude female, funny female. I want them all. I want to stack up my list. It's way too short for comfort. I have 20 men. Why do I have 10 women? Maybe it's my fault. I'm the problem. But please give me more. I'd love to hear your suggestions in the comments. And actually, I have something very, very exciting to announce. I have created some fun little memberships so I could connect with you guys a little bit more personally. I have sectioned them off into 3 different tiers, so please laugh at the names and appreciate them because I put a lot of thoughts into the names specifically. and I think you guys would like them. So if you do want to be able to connect with me and connect with my videos and see some extra fun stuff that nobody else gets to see because you're so special, please stick around for a little bit. If you hate me, you can go. That's the end of the video. So, but let me explain those tiers. Drumroll, please. Tier 1, we have Sector 45. Wasn't that good? Wasn't that? Okay, well, here's for my militants, I guess, you know. I'm Erin Warner here. Hi. The perks that you get with that is that you get some loyalty badges for dealing with me for so long. So like every month that you're stuck with me, it's like a little like thanks, because I don't know why you're still here. You get priority reply to comments, also known as you guys will be my priority besties. I will never miss one of your comments. I get really overwhelmed sometimes and I sometimes can't respond to everything, and I really do try to, but your comments will never get missed. I'll always be there for you guys, and I would love to be able to actually have those conversations without missing. So if you want that perk, join Sector 45, guys. Let's go. It's the revolution. It's the reestablishment up in here. You'll get special photo and status updates. You get to know a little bit about my life, maybe some like video news on like what's coming before anybody else gets to know. So it's like super top secret, but like next week, this is what I'm filming. And you get discount codes for merch. Did I merch that's making merch? Yeah, I am making some fucking merch. I am so excited to announce that I have made some bookish merch based off of some of your guys' favorite books, some of the comments that I keep making. I forgot, yeah, we got a sweater for that. So that's our first tier, Sector 45. Our second tier, the elites. Is that a sore spot for powerless girls? You know, my elites, sorry. It feels rude, but I think it's really funny because kid. Sorry. In the elite tier, you get everything from the tier before, but you also get little shout outs when you join the elite tiers. In my videos, in a post, like I can thank you guys personally for supporting me, which I really appreciate and I would really love to do because I appreciate you guys so much and I want everybody else to know how cool you are. So you also get some member only polls. So I will post I don't know what, and you get to vote on it. You get to vote on my next read, maybe my next video, maybe the type of video that I publish next, maybe what I eat. I'm not sure. You could just I'll be like, hey, should I have a sandwich today? And you guys can vote. You know, maybe I could also make a poll letting you guys decide some of the designs for my future sweaters. You guys pretty much will dictate my life on those member only polls. So please don't make me miserable, because I value your opinion a lot, because I can't make decisions. So those member only polls, there'll be a lot of them because I really do need you guys. Like this might be more for me, but I want to provide for you. And the most exciting, you get early access to new videos. So before anybody else gets to give me some hate comments, you could be the first ones to give me some hate comments. You guys don't hate me, right? Yeah, so you guys will be able to watch some of my uploads before everybody else, which I think is really fun. So you guys can roast me in the comments. If by any chance you're actually waiting on my uploads, you get to wait like a little less time and you get like bragging perks, right? Because then I'll post something and you'll be like, yeah, I know you're gonna post XYZ video next. And you know what, you tell them, you brag about it. You get to see all of my chaos a little bit early, and you know what, you deserve some perks for dealing with me. I'm sorry. Thank you for saying thank you. That's the second tier, the elites. Now we have our third tier, which a very biased title. You guys are my Firehearts. That is a special space in my heart, and you guys know how much I love my Fireheart. So if you do join Firehearts, that's probably the most fun tier in my personal opinion, just because I get to interact with you guys on a much more personal level. And again, I really would love to interact with you guys, so please consider it. Maybe you'll get everything from Sector 45 and the elite. You'll get special shorts that I will make just for you guys. Nobody else will get to see them. You are special. That could either be some of my favorite sad quotes to make you cry, because you know I love to do that, or maybe just some word vomit from me because I never shut up. That might be my favorite perk, I'm not gonna lie, because I actually already have my first short ready to go for you guys, because there are things that I want to tell you guys. I feel like people that aren't a part of that probably don't want to hear it from me. Like, I don't think all of YouTube wants to hear my intense word vomit, but I have to tell somebody. So if you guys join, I could tell you, and that would make me really happy, because you guys are like my outlet. You guys care, right? A little bit. I don't know. I'm really excited because I have so many things that I want to say that I feel like nobody wants to listen to, and they're gonna go on those special member only shorts for my Firehearts. And the most exciting is I'm going to have a special members only chat room where you guys get to interact with each other, but you'll also get to interact with me. It's gonna be a Discord server where I'll give you guys a ton of updates on my life, a ton of what I'm reading. I'm gonna have probably a little word vomit chat, because again, I have a lot of thoughts all the time, and it'll just be like updates of, yeah, this book sucks. I hate this character. Oh, you know what I'm thinking of right now? Probably Kit Azar, maybe Aaron Warner, Throne of Glass. And you'll get all of those updates of everything that is going on in my brain. We'll also have a chat room where I could talk to you guys directly every single time that I get a chance, which would be really, really amazing, because usually I try to interact with people as much as I can in my DMs, but having you guys all in a chat room would make it so I could have really, really nice conversations with you guys, and I'd really, really love that because I appreciate all of you guys so much, and I would really love a chance to chat with all of my other psycho readers who understand how obsessed I am with this stuff. I'm really so excited to be able to launch this, and I'm really excited to hopefully be able to connect with you guys as like a huge thank you for all of this amazing growth and this community that I've built that I never could have imagined. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I never thought that I would be here, and I really appreciate you all for sticking with me and for wanting to hear me just word vomit and never stop talking, because I've been here for like 50 minutes at this point and you're still here. I really, really hope that I will see some of you guys over there and I'll be able to talk to you guys and give you guys a huge personal thank you and give you all of the updates and allow you to as close to the decision-making process as possible so I could cater to you guys in the best way possible. Thank you so, so much for sticking with me. Thank you so, so much for getting me to this point, and thank you so, so much for listening to me talk about my hot FMCs. Bye.